everybody, welcome to the Finer Things, the show where we examine games for their artistic value. As always, I'm your host, Quinn Foose. Today's episode will cover a game that may stir up either positive or negative opinions from those watching. This indie game has a checkered past, and while it has changed over the years, it certainly still has its critics. Today we will be discussing No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was released in August of 2016 by Hello Games to a lot of dissatisfaction. Prior to release, the developer's main spokesman, Sean Murray, had said a lot of great sounding things about the game, and it built up a lot of hype for the release. Some of the features promised included large-scale space battles between space fleets and space stations, traveling freighters for trade interactions, and in-game interaction with other players. However, many of these features were later seen to be absent, and those who purchased the game had a lot to say about it. I won't go on about the game's controversies any longer. That's all in the past, and Hello Games has put a lot of work into making the game into something greater than what it was when it started, and making good on delivering their unmet pre-launch promises. These days, there are far more proponents for No Man's Sky than there were once upon a time. The amount of work that Hello Games has gone through in order to overhaul the game and make it into something that they could be proud to have their name on is quite impressive. In order of release, Hello Games has put out the following rounds of updates: Foundation Update, Pathfinder Update, Atlas Rises Update, No Man's Sky Next, The Abyss Update, Visions, and Beyond. These seasons in the game's life have introduced new biomes, overhauled economic and base building systems, command over fleets of freighters for trade, virtual reality support, multiplayer accessibility, an overhauled main story, and much, much more. After all of this work, No Man's Sky looks a lot more like the game we were supposed to get at release, and the developers at Hello Games deserve praise for working so hard to improve their game instead of abandoning it the way that we've seen so many other developers do. Now let's do some talking about the game itself. What originally drew me to be so interested in this title was the endless possibilities for exploration that it held. The universe within No Man's Sky is procedurally generated and all around massive. You may remember hearing that it would take so long just to visit every planet in the game that no one would be able to do it before our sun burns out in real life. Now that's impressive. The amount of biomes and flora and fauna that can be discovered is staggering, and now that the game has seen so many updates, the diversity within each of these categories has only increased. The aesthetic of No Man's Sky is another big selling point the way I see it. Hello Games' decision to go for a somewhat cartoonish style was perfect for a game that's entire focus is on alien worlds completely unlike our own. While trekking through a universe that looks realistic and getting to see what other planets could theoretically look like is a tempting idea, keeping things animated allows for the developers to focus on how visually interesting and stimulating a landscape is instead of how much detail is put into every aspect of it. It's also, in general, just more fun to see a wackier interpretation of the cosmos. If the idea of exploring the universe with friends and making your own journey along the way sounds too good to pass up to you, then make sure not to miss out on No Man's Sky. Thank you for joining me once again on the Finer Things, and make sure not to miss the next episode when we'll be examining a new game. Thanks for watching.